Yes, folks, we're finally here. Lindsey Huddleston with Sports Psychology Solutions, sitting here with the man sitting next to the man, or how should I say, my guy, Forrest, Bouyer Jr. What's up, man?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
You know, you get to spend time with people that are almost like family, and it's easy to kind of overlook them. And I haven't had the chance to sit down with Forrest, and Forrest has been a, great representation of what, high school sports, the positive side of AAU, great father and son and family relationships, and good young man striving in his college athletics at Calvin College, going to his junior year.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I am introducing to some, reminding others of Mr. Forrest Bouyer Jr. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good.
So check this out. This is you and I sitting here courtside at Moneyball. This is your third year in college, rising junior at Calvin College.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate to be a close friend of your dad, security and financial advisor of the Great Lakes, Mr. Forrest Bouyer Sr., and was able to experience your college recruiting process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We took some trips together, and it's funny, as we were talking offline, folks, it was somewhat of an amazement because we didn't know what we didn't know.
Exactly.
People can say, but, I just remember watching you as a young man, a very mature young man, looking at his options, weighing his options, and for the sake of it, we won't name other schools you visited, but being on the campus, and his dad and I were looking like, this looks like a good fit.
Right.
We were all going through. What was that process and experience like for you, Forrest?
Man, it was something like I never felt before. It was definitely different. The magnitude of that decision really just started to set in, and it's like, you want to try to find a home for the next 4 or 5 years, and you got to make sure it's right. Everything feels right. It's more, as athletes, it's more than just basketball. Because you still got to go to school at the end of the day.
That's true.
And say you were to get hurt, then you're just a student at that point. So you got to be able to look at it from the standpoint of, if I wasn't playing basketball here, could I still be a regular student here?
That's a good way to look at that.
So, a lot of stuff goes into that and making that process. And it was one of the biggest decisions that I've made in my life thus far, was trying to choose my institution for my school.
That's wonderful. Forrest Bouyer Jr. here at Calvin College, rising junior here at the Moneyball ProAm, Team Dimension, that's right?
Yep,
I want to talk a little bit more about that process of yours, because I'm experiencing now with the clients or the potential clients that I have when I talk to people about young men and women deciding where they're going to go. But the interesting thing about you, he's in his third year, and you're staying home, man. You're at the school you started at. No knock on anyone, but so many young people are in the transfer portal making the move. Tell me why you weren't weighing your options. You're a popular guy out here.
Honestly, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I didn't think about weighing my options. The first 2 years are obviously rough, coming from out of high school, being kind of the guy, and then not really playing much or being able to contribute in the ways that I know I can. But talking through with my teammates, which I think really helped, they kind of just pushed me, to keep working hard. And
you had good support from your teammates.
Yeah.
So let me just stop for a second. Are we careful to make sure that it's important that you're not in a toxic environment, because that team influence seems really big?
Yeah. You got to, team is, especially for sports, team is dominant. It's the number one most important thing.
The team culture is dominant?
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
So if you don't feel comfortable with your team or the guys, and there's an issue, then it's not going to go how it should. Chemistry can be off, and it just won't be a good dynamic. You got to make sure team dynamic is really good.
That's amazing, and I'm so excited having this conversation, because I think it can be very helpful for a lot of people. So on the same point, and I want to talk about some things with Moneyball too. On the same point for us, why do you think that you decided to, as I say, drill down roots at Calvin, as opposed to doing like so many other young people say, is that, because you said your first year was challenging. I'm willing to bet it's challenging for everybody, college athlete or not.
Right.
But you said, I want to stay here, as opposed to being on your third or fourth school by now.
Right. I think for me, that's just who I am as a person. When I'm faced with a challenge, I'm not trying to run away from it. I want to accomplish that challenge, because I know I can. And I know whatever I set my mind to, I'm going to be able to do it. So I think I want to just prove to myself that I can do this, and that I can overcome these kind of challenges. And I think this year is going to be a great outlook for me. And
That's good.
I'm excited. So.
I definitely want to talk about that. Well, let's not kid ourselves. You listen to an interview by a young man, Forrest Bouyer Jr. You hear his mannerisms, suave, good-looking young man. I won't say if he's single or not, but eligible bachelor in years to come. But you come from good stock.
Right.
Your mother and your father, Forrest and Teresa, are beautiful, beautiful people, and we all know that.
Right.
But I've seen young people who've been in a situation where they had that family support, great foundation, but they still get to your point and they haven't developed that maturity to be empowered. I mean, you're kind of on your own a little bit.
Right.
So what is that like, and why do you think so many young people may have a problem transitioning to being more empowered and on their own?
Well, I think, like, you know, even though I'm on my own, I'm not really. I mean, I'm on my own in the standpoint of, like, yes, I'm at school, my parents aren't around, but it's not like they don't keep in contact with me all the time, you know, just checking up on me, making sure I'm doing well. And I think, especially for young people going off to college, I think a support group is very, very helpful.
How would you define a support group?
You know, like my parents, my uncle. I have a lot of family back home.
Sure,
that,
great people.
Yeah,
Uncle Corey Bouyer, great person.
Right,
Yep.
you know, and you know yourself as well as other friends and family. You know, that's why I call them Unc. You know,
Yep.
I just
Number love, nephew.
yeah, always. So I think when you have a good support group and they're like checking in, they want to hire you because they want you to do well.
Right.
And I think that goes a long way with, you know, keeping spirits uplifted and head held high. I think that runs a long way.
That's great. We're talking about support groups. So we're here at the 16th annual Moneyball ProAm. Mr. Desmond Ferguson is in the building. We're getting ready to go on. You're a team to mention. You guys at the late game tonight.
Yeah, we do. We got the last game.
And if I remember correctly, you're going to be going up against some University of Michigan players, right?
Yep.
You know, some hitters out there. You got Isaiah Livers and Adrian Nunez, right?
Yep.
So what is it like, man, going up against these guys? They were in the Sweet 16 last year, and along with the Michigan State players you played with all the time. What's that like?
I mean, I think the experience is great. You know, it's not every day. People get to play against some of the best talent in the state. I mean, not every day people can say that. So, I think it's something real cool. I get to tell my friends like, oh yeah, I'm going to play against Cassius Winston today. Or some. But
Cassius is your guy.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So just to understand the relationship. But I think it's awesome. You can learn a lot from them.
Right.
And how they carry themselves and how they play, and they're gonna make you play hard, because if you don't, they'll expose you. So you got to bring your A game, and I think it's great.
Well, you're smart enough too to know that you can learn a lot from them. So that's pretty smart that you can do that right now.
Right.
So with that being said, man, anything you want to share to your friends, your family, your teammates, people involved with Moneyball and all that kind of stuff?
I just think it's a great experience, and I think I advise everyone, if they can, that they should come out and support and just watch. I mean, it's not every day you get something like this, and it's free to the public. I think Des did a great thing with making it free to the public, because it's not every day you get to see these players, and they're literally like in close proximity, sitting distance.
Right there.
You can see the bleachers. They're literally right there, and after the game, they literally come up to you, talk to you, take
still
pictures.
Around.
And not everyone gets that. So I think, I appreciate what Desmond's doing for the city. Trying to bring out the best talent, and it's free. You can't ask for more than that. You can't beat that.
But donations are accepted.
Yes. Those are accepted, of course. Yes.
Forrest Bouyer Jr., man, I just bubble up when I see you. I'm so proud of you. You're such a humble young man, a hard-working young man. Do you feel there's a lot of weight on your shoulders for leading the future?
I know I come with a lot of expectation. Just from my dad alone, he expects a lot out of me. But nothing I can't handle.
Yeah, you expect a lot out of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I have high expectations for myself. Obviously, you only get one life, and I want to live it well, and I want to make sure I do it right.
You're a role model. If you watch this video, share this. If we're strangers to both of you, this is a great young man living the process right now. I wouldn't give him my stamp of approval if you didn't think he was the one that you can learn from. No pressure on you, though, right?
Yeah, no pressure.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to sign off. Good luck tonight.
Yeah,
okay, Lindsay Huddleston, Sports Psychology Solutions with Forrest Bouyer Jr. Keep an eye on him at Calvin College, Rising Junior. All right. See you, man.
All right,
Good job.
Appreciate you.